Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Podium. Welcome again to this voice that just does this. It's always here. It's like I'm like locked in the commentary box. They finally let me out of Sao Paulo, and they sent me off to Australia on a boat. Joining me this week, as per usual as last week, he also joined me. I dragged Webbo on a dinghy with me. Say hello, Webbo.
G'day, mate. How you doing?
It's certainly a good day, and well, it might be sunny here in Australia, but will it be sunny on the circuit? Well, we'll find out soon, but as per usual, we have all of our 15 drivers currently with us. We are missing a few scallywags. They're not here. They should join eventually, but that's for when they join. We are missing, I think, one or two, I think, that are meant to be here, but we have everyone, of course, from last week, obviously. We've got Okiki, we've got Cam, who has taken over Okiki's job. He's nicked him. We've got Salty Bear, we've got Jordan, we've got Mr. Rogue, we've got Cad, which told me to pronounce his name right, so it's Cad, not anything else. We've got Rich, we've got Konhofner, we've got Kian, we've got, of course, Cloudy Balloons, we've got Dynastic, we've also got Vinto, Thomas, we've got Mr. Harley, the Specialist, and then us two who are just here as per usual, just getting dragged along. But Bubbo, how have you been anyway?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks, mate. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I'm glad that I'm not racing on the Albert Park circuit. It's a horrible one for me, and it definitely divides opinion, as was the league question in all of our media day questionings. Cad or Kavudi, I think we're allowed to call him Kavudi, which is his the name as written on his PSN. He's actually expecting this to be his very best race of the season. I find out from Media Day, so I'm looking forward to seeing him. I understand that he's got a bit of a fan club joining us tonight as well.
Yes, we got the CAD fan club hopefully joining us. We always like a good old fan club joining us as well, spurring on their favourite drivers. We remember seeing it last season. Cam had a little bit of a fan following. We've seen often the Konhofner as well. And of course everyone loves Okiki, the man who never gives up. Last season he had it was a good season until I spoke about him, and then he crashed every time I said something. But it was going well, then it wasn't going well. But this season I've made it sure I won't curse him, so we'll see how well that goes. But everyone's readying up to the lobby, so let's get into this as soon as possible. Here in good old Albert Park. First hosted a race, technically, back in 1958. Now, not many people know that. They all remember 1996, but 1958, technically, was the first race here in Albert Park. Slightly on a different version of the circuit. It was nowhere near here, but also in Melbourne, so it counts. Of course, though, this circuit in 1996, first introduced to us by a flipping Jordan of Mr. Martin Brundle, of course, in his final F1 season. That race was also won by Mr. Damon Hill as well. Damon Hill, of course, not with us today. I mean, I would like if he was with us. We've got the Williams with us, and we've also got a Jordan with us, so if they both win,
yes,
then I suppose 1 and 1 makes 2.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen of a lot of very fond memories, and of course it's always got that start of a new season feel to it. So very appropriate. We're here for the first race of this season 19, first race proper at least. We had a little warm up event last week, but yeah, championship points on offer tonight.
Indeed, it's like almost like back to school, which I suppose if you're in England, unlucky because you're all going back to school now, and that's a shame. But luckily for us in the box here, we don't. Well, I don't at least. I'm old now, so retired. Yeah. So circuit. Meanwhile, on the right, you can see there is also a lovely little thing around Albert Park. There's a cricket ground here, and if you like cricket, then fair enough. I don't know what cricket is. It's you hit a ball, it goes somewhere, and you sometimes get hit in the face of the ball. It doesn't normally end well. But nonetheless, let's not gloss over who got hit by what, because it's raining here at Albert Park. And that is very exciting.
Fantastic. That's exactly what we want to see. A little bit of spice in the form of rain to start us off. The drivers won't be expecting this one, Evo, at all.
No, they won't be expecting this rain. Albert Park, it's like 2010 all over again. That also was the last time I can remember it being actually wet in Albert Park during the race.
Well, it's been a while since we've even been there, hasn't it, in real life? So
last time we came was 2019. Well, I mean, we were there in 2020. To be fair, it lasted about as long almost as the Belgium Grand Prix, which we saw last week. But, you know, we're interested. We don't talk about that race. But this race will last longer than that, so we can always have the record of that. And first out on circuit, I believe it might be a Ferrari. Let's have a look who's first out on our lovely circuit.
Got a Red Bull on mine. Oh right, you've got a Ferrari. I've got Dynastics has just come out in the Red Bull on straight onto wet tyres as well.
Yeah, everyone's on the wet tyres right now. Not surprised. You've got two people currently on intermediate, Cam and also Cloudy Balloons. A very interesting choice there to see intermediate tyres on, but nonetheless, rain.
Well, I guess worth a go,
sunshine.
Evil. I mean, if it's only going to get wetter, then there's no better time to put inters on, I guess. But yeah, worth a stab, I suppose. At least an installation lap and see what the track wants to do.
Well, that's right on board
Big
then
puddles.
with Cam. Lots of puddles on the circuit indeed. So a little bit twitchy conditions, I imagine, for these drivers on the intermediate. It's not the first time we've seen a Williams on the inters, to be fair. Let's see if he doesn't end up doing what Latifi and Russell did at Spa, which was having a few moments in the puddles. You know, it doesn't seem like it's that bad actually out there, to be fair. We've got yellow flag sector 1. That's a Mercedes off. That might be Concarfner, I'd imagine, off, because it's the only Merc we've got. It is. So a few people, you know, just started to find their way around the circuit. We've got treacherous conditions here. And we've also got a Ferrari off, and that is Apex Rogue. Now, he's gone off, and has he hit the wall, I'm wondering? I don't think so. So Dynastics will be the first out on a hot lap then in the Red Bull. So we're on board with him as he gets a bit twitchy on the exit of the last corner. So here we are then down towards turn 1, but the speed up over 200 miles an hour in the dry, about 187 miles an hour in the wet. Chuck it down into turn number 1, into turn 2, and you can just see the car just sliding on the rear as you build up the revs then up into 7th. Might just tap 8th if you're lucky, but no, it stays in 7th, down into 3rd gear. You can just see the car just tiptoeing around here in these such tricky conditions. Up here now into what's turn. Oi! Whoa, he's gone round. Wow.
Round we go.
And that is just proof of the pudding. That's a bit slidey out there. Is that past him goes the Ferrari, and past him goes the Mercedes, and the Mercedes being, I presume, of Salty Bear. Then, so we're on board of Mr. Bear, who currently continues our lap time around Albert Park as he now comes up to where, and it's is it turn 6 and 7 off the top of my head? I think it's turn 6 and 7. It's now down into the old chicane, which is no longer there, which is a shame. I like that chicane. It's really nice to overtake in real life, but it's not there anymore, and it's a bit sad. Now into what is probably the most brilliant corner of this circuit. If your name's Timo Glock, into left one. Now, this corner here on the outside, don't touch the curb. If you touch that curb, you're having a spin normally. Let's be honest there. We've seen that before, and every F1 game, to be fair. Literally even F1 2003, so it's going to be one to watch out for during the race. You now come through turn 40, 50. Again there, more squiggles there. That was a Ferrari going off behind us as well. Off. Now down towards the last two corners. Lay on the brakes then from the Mercedes into first gear. Up to second on the exit. And then just gingerly on the power through the last corner. And here we are then to the line. And let's see what he can set. Should be around about 1:36.2, I think. Well, 1:36.8 is the actual time. So not too far off right now. Rogue on slide, second position so far. Cam, meanwhile, on the intermediate tyres, a 1:35. Now, looking down here at Cloudy Balloons, what can he do on the intermediate tyres? Looks like faster. It's a 1:34.4. So, surely now everyone's coming in the pit lane to sit on a set of intermediates, would you expect, Rabbo?
I would. That's exactly the right call. But their window of opportunity might have gone as Harley just splits that decision slightly. Harley with a 34.9 between the two cars on inters. So a bit of head scratching going on, I imagine, in the pit lane.
Well, I say that, but look here at Cam here, Webber. He's up by 9/10 of a second right now. So this looks like a very good lap time. Small lock-up and slight under-rotation on the front right. But right now, as you can see, cars all skating all over the place there. There's Salty Bear going off the road. But here then, on board with Cam, through he comes. 1 second up from his nearest competitor so far. It looks like it's absolutely chucking it down here in Albert Park. But honestly, it's hard to imagine if it actually is, because you can see now people coming onto the intermediate tyres. It looks treacherous, but it's not treacherous. It's very confusing, this weather. They do need to kind of, you know, slightly tweak what the weather looks like. Because for us, if it's less than it actually looks, it looks fine, but it does look very soggy. But here comes Cam. This should be a 1:33. If he's lucky. It is a 1:33, a 1:33.9. So, well, off you go, Mr. Cloudy Balloons, then. Let's see. This should be a 1:33.5, then, I imagine, surely. Across the line he comes. It's 1:33.8, so he does improve. And now, well, you imagine everyone's coming in the pit lane right now and going, you know what? I fancy a shot on these intermediate tyres as well. Oh, God, of sliding here from Rogue. He's got no grip out there whatsoever. And we got Aero Specialist off the road now. That is... Where's that then? That looks like it's the top of the hill. That is C. On board with Okiki and the Ferrari. He's dropped it on the left and hit the wall on the right. Heavy damage there on the Williams. So that's him out of it already. But it definitely looks like it wants to dry up. Is it going to dry up? Is a different question.
Yeah, the puddles appear to be off the racing line. I can't see a definite dry line developing visually, but I can only say that it seems as if the standing water is off the main racing line now. Whether that means anything in actual grip levels or feel, it's a bit difficult to say. But the drivers' cameras will be filling with rain as well, and just unnerving them slightly. I see Apex Road struggling on that 10 exit curb again. Treacherous out there.
Yeah, it's absolutely appalling conditions here. Well, it looks like for the drivers, but they're on the intermediate tyre as well, so it looks like the thing is KP just says, how do I pick a car? And you should be able to press on spectate, and you should be able to go to driver select, and you should be able to take control. In theory, now I can't do that because I think if I do that, the game might break. But you should be able to do that. I think. Don't quote me on that one, but nonetheless, KP back in the session, which is always good to see. As you can see, meanwhile, Dynamic, who is definitely having a bit of a dynamic lap time right now, struggling on the rear end, getting it all sorts out of control. But oh well, he's going again.
Oh, big slide, yeah.
About catches that one. And these drivers, they're getting their money worth right now. With what's over a little while to go. We've got yellow flags. It looks like a Mercedes having it off. And that's Con Hoffner or Salty Bear, my apologies then, who's gone around. So just everyone struggling on these wet tyres, but everyone likewise also struggling on the intermediate tyres. So who knows what conditions really are like around here. All I know is it's a bit slippery and it's very much wet.
Definitely is. I'm seeing various green sectors, of course, on the telemetry, but it's early days for a number of these drivers who haven't yet got a safe banker time in. We're seeing a 4-second time spread at the moment. Hopefully that's going to close up a little bit.
Meanwhile, like Keaton, he's also gambling on those intermediate tyres. Currently on a little bit of a reconnaissance lap, I think, right now. He's lifted off. He's got yellow flags again for another Mercedes who's had an incident. So,
well, we had a quick flash of Cam K as fastest, but it didn't last long because Cloudy Balloons went faster still. So they're really getting down to the tight margins now. In they're maximising those laps in the current conditions. But who's to say the current conditions are what we'll have in 8 minutes' time?
Yeah, it's just so it's the unknown right now. Is what are these conditions doing? Meanwhile, Cloudy Balloons' teammate Rich is currently coming through sector 2 now into sector 3 now. Looks reasonably good so far. 55. We've got a car off. That's a Red Bull somewhere down there. That might be either Harley or Dynamics who's gone around. That's the exit of turn 9 I believe that is there. A few drivers slowing up. Right on board then, Riv Rich. Slowly into the last corner. Through he comes, then down into Mr. Third Gear. Rear end stepping out as per usual in these wet conditions. Blast on the exit of the corner. Does rear end want to step out? No, it doesn't. Gets a nice straight line to the line. And more front wings are flying there. Is across line Rich, and it is a 1:37.1. So it wasn't his best lap time. As now we'll have a look, see who's next. We've got Kikyo on a lap time right now in the McLaren, the papaya orange McLaren, might I say. More yellow flags flying up the road.
Have a look at Cam K-Mum as he goes to cross the line. New fastest lap, so a 33.111 from Cam K-Mum and the Williams. So a big chunk of gain, and he's just riding out there, Evil. He's just keeping the same set of tyres on and keeping his rhythm.
Yeah, it almost reminds me of like the Interslicks, of course. More you use the tyres here, especially more slick they become, more tread comes off as well. And if it's drying out as well, you might as well stay out because you're getting all the grip out of the car. As I just scroll through and see who is currently still on what.
One little detail just to mention: he's doing that on 6 laps of fuel. I think he's fueled himself for a constantly running session here.
Well, most certainly, indeed. Well, he's scaling out longer then. So here we are, the lap number 6 for Mr. Cam. Luckily enough, of course, intermediate. Well, we are in a wet session, so they can use whatever they want in the race, of course.
Sector, beautiful.
Yeah,
purple middle, I think.
Going It was almost a red third sector, though, but he's caught that one up. But a little bit close. Still that turn 10 catching people out. Talking of getting caught out, it looks like we've lost another car. And is that Thomas? Yeah, it is. Yeah. Thomas is gone off. Yeah, it is. So he's gone off. That's the same place we saw Ever going off slightly earlier on. So that corner just proving to be an absolute treacherous one. Camp was like, does he still in through? He does still in through. How has he done that? He's 2 temps up again. This man.
The man's in a rhythm, Evil. He's in a rhythm. He's got the visor done and he knows what he's doing here. Brilliant stuff.
Indeed. Now he's backed out of his lap time just to cool the engine down and get himself ready to go if he wants to do one more. If he's got enough fuel.
Dynastics is doing well through sector 1. I must just add there. Seemingly, let's see, he was about to cross his first sector, but he looked like he was going fairly quickly as he has 2 attempts to get the steering wheel pointing the way he wants it to.
And you can see on the exit, a bit more twitchy. Of course, the first sector split is down by a 10 from my screen. What's it like on the Taz?
It's the same, yeah.
That's very good then. So you can see all the debris on the inside there of turn 8 into 9. So many people making a mistake. Well, not really making a mistake. It's just so easy to do. Well, that is how easy it's to do. Get the rear stepping out of the car. Right on cue. As more yellow flags. And that looks like that's one of the Hasses. And that must be KP who's gone off the road. It is. Running Mick Schumacher's helmet. So he is Mick Schumacher today. Which is always, I love the helmet of Mick Schumacher. It makes me feel sad inside. But nonetheless, Jordan, he's currently 4th. Dynastics, currently 5th.
That's what I was wondering.
It is a shiny helmet, yes. But it makes me reminisce of the good old days and the fact that Michael's not really very much here. Hopefully he's doing okay and he's recovering, of course. We always support Michael Schumacher. There's also a nice documentary coming out in about 10 days' time-ish. Schumacher on Netflix, don't forget a What's Lap. But of course, we've also got our own things to plug. We'll do that in about 3 minutes' time, I think, actually.
Apex Rogue just put in a 2-second improvement and has got up to 4th Evil in the Ferrari. So he's hooked a lap up together. We saw him having some dramas, but he's got one in the bank. And I think Cloudy Balloons is going faster as well right now.
Yeah, Cloudy Balloons up by 2 tenths of a second. Needs to find 1 second right now to catch up to Cam. Cam, who's currently... I mean, we've seen it occasionally. We saw it last season at Monza as Cloudy Balloons just invalidates his lap time right now, so it's going to be a little bit of cool-off right now. We saw it, remember, I saw it at Monza. I'm not sure if you saw it at Monza, because you might have seen it at Monza. He won at Monza, of course, if you didn't know, in treacherous conditions. Very similar to this one, to be fair. Though he did start 14th on the grid that day.
Yeah, I mean, there's no better place to start the race than in the front row. As I just see Apex Rogue, who was up on his time, just invalidated through that terrible 9-10 chicane. So unfortunately, no improvement this time round. There's 2.5 minutes to go in qualifying, so it's now or never with Harley in the Red Bull from P7. I think he's put in a good first sector, so I'll stay with him at least.
Well, let's see then. On with Harley, currently through sector 2. It's 1.2 seconds up, so it should be on for around about a 33.7, give or take. Let's see if he can find any more time. Should put him around, well, it will easily put him third position right now, but remember, circuit definitely attempting to dry out. We'll say that much. It's drying. Doesn't look like it's drying, but trust us, it's drying. So here we are then through the second last corner. Nice and smooth there through the last corner. A bit of treachery on the rear end, but as per usual, these Formula 1 cars like doing that. Plus the line then all the way down, then across the line. He will come around about now, should be second position, so found a lot of time then in that last sector. And now sure, you're starting to wonder is who else can improve? Well, we got Cloudy Balloons currently on a very fast lap. He is several tenths up in sector 2, so this looks like it could be potential for up the front. We got another car going slowly in turn 9.
Interestingly, Harley managed to get green sectors for the entire lap and not a single purple sector, and yet managed to get up to P2.
That's very interesting indeed then. Here we are then. Cloudy Balloon, surely a pole position lap time. It is a pole position lap time. A 1:32.8, and now let's see who can... Oh, Harley! What's happened? Well, he's lost the front right. And what's happened to poor old Harley? Well, Harley Davidson's have 2 wheels. This one's got 3 on the car. And, well, that's... Dear word, what has happened to him? Well, he's most certainly... P2. And Kian, as you say, goes P2 now on the line. But just that corner, we've got another car off as well there. And looks like it's one of the Haas's. That's KP off as well in that corner. Front wing gone on the Haas. What is going on through that corner?
It's obviously proving very difficult for the drivers. Maybe someone went offline, or it's one of those places that people just kind of... It's very easy to make a mistake, as Dynastics does exactly that, but on slightly later through turn 10, sometimes called wait, turn 10.
Cut over you very quickly. We got Cam then through the last corners. Purple first sector, looked like a very good second sector. Here we are through the third sector. Might get a little bit of a tour of his good old buddy Akiki here in the Ferrari. Let's see. Can Cam reclaim pole position? He can reclaim pole position at 1:31.6. But what can Cloudy Balloons do then? Cross the line. Can he find any more time? He can, but not enough. Of 31.7. Kian on a good lap as well. He comes through the last corner, a couple of corners. Can he improve? Got Ritz coming across the line in the Aston Martin. Let's see where he goes then. Across the line right now. Stays 11th. Through the last corner. Here comes Kian. Can he get himself up? Can he displace the top 2? He can get himself on the front row then. A 1:31.701. Salty Bear through the last corner now. He's also on a good lap time. Up by many tenths of a second. About half a second right now. Across the line comes another car. Looks like that was the Alpine. Salty Bear across the line at 1:31.9. Carl Hoffner then P5. Harley P6. Rogue ahead of Jordan. Dynastics, Akiki and Rich. Your top 11. We've got Cad, Vito. We've got Thomas. We've got KP, and we've got the Aero Specialist, who didn't have a lot of downforce by the logic of that there, because he went off. Nonetheless, hopefully it'll be a bit more dry, of course. But Cam takes I'm pretty certain, his first pole position I've seen in a long while, by only 42 thousandths of a second. Second position, 68 thousandths of a second behind. And then a 3/10 gap down to Salty Bear, and then almost an 8/10 gap down to Colin Hoffner, and the rest of the field just dripping bit by bit back. But Cam, masterclass performance, top 3. Incredible performance, top 4 as well, actually. All for 3 attempts. And you're looking down the rest of the field and they're probably wondering, where could I find that time? What happened there?
Absolutely, yeah. We've got aero specialists at the back with KPP, ERT Thomas, Vitino and Cavudi, all regretting their setup choices or choice of tyres potentially, but we will see whether they set up the car for the race conditions, and we might have a dry race.
Well, we'll most certainly have a dry race, but of course, we'll find out right now, because here we are. Is it dry? Is it wet? Lonely complete? Let's find out now. It's sunny for now, but of course, Webbo, we've got some sponsored too, so I'm going to throw the ball to you again.
Of course you are, no problem. Yeah, we're brought to you today, as always, by 3M Racing, by Next Level Racing as well. We're supported by Vespertine and the Elite Racing team, but we're also supported, Evil, by our race premium drivers who donate to the league and help us keep running. I think we've got several in the league at the moment. I remember at least Kong Hoffner is one of our race premium drivers, but we thank all of our sponsors and supporters for providing all the assistance that we need, and many of the prizes for the drivers and constructors teams as well.
Most certainly. Well, so I'm going to quickly ask the teacher if it's going to be a dry race or not. Normally I get that. Let's see if anyone responds on the formation lap. As I put an exclamation mark and then a question mark. It just proves the point. Let's see if anyone responds, of course. And what does it say on the tans? Does it say what the weather's going to be like? I can't remember off the top of my head.
I don't see it. I also am struggling to see if we've got any. Oh, we've got damage on there. Right. Okay.
Yes, we're still learning.
Just learning. Just learning. Forgive me.
Yes, we're all here at a learning experience.
Weather. Yes, we've got some clouds at the end, but very low percentage of rain. I think tonight. I think we're on for a dry one. Evil.
That's most certainly good. In terms of tyres, by the way, interesting to see. Slightly better on the mediums. Rich. We've also got Thomas and Aero Specialist all on medium tyres. Now, of course, don't forget here in One Hub we have to do 2 stops per race. I mean, you could do 3 if you want, but 2 stops minimum, of course, which does make the race a lot more spicy. It makes strategy interesting. Let's see what they can do. Normally, if logic dictates pace, it should be a set of softs and presumably a set of mediums, then back to softs right at the end, presumably doing around about 6 laps, and then I think around about what 15, and then the rest on softs, give or take 1 or 2 little niggles there. Let's see if that works out in my mind. Showing a few drivers at the back. Then we've got KP, who's back in the session right now. Has he got a helmet, or is he running the Mark Webber Special today? Let's see. He's running the Mark Webber Special. Yes. No helmet.
Yeah, it's a very common glitch. Is that exclusively to drivers that join during?
Yes.
During quali, is it right? Okay.
Yes, I think it is. I mean, I like the idea of no helmet. It's very retro, 1950s, but not healthy. And well, they've been disqualified. They've been disqualified for not wearing the helmet. Remember, kids, wear your helmet. It's Health and Safety Week here in Formula One, but nonetheless, everyone's on the grid.
Every week is Health and Safety Week in Formula One.
Yes, unless it was Belgium and qualifying, but let's not close over that. As we get the last car on the grid, which is going to be Thomas, who's in the nice blue car. Thomas, the blue car. But here we are then. Talking of blue, up front, we got the 5 red lights then. Here in our park, and when they're off, it is most certainly lights out, and away we go then. Good start from Cam. Looks like a good start for Kian as well on the front row. One car darting to the inside straight away of the Alpine there, but Cam, a jolly good start for him. Kian in second. But let's see, has everyone got through turn 1 correctly? Looks like they have then. Yep. A few cars squabbling behind there. As you can see, the Mercedes there of Concoffler trying to go down the inside of Salty Bear. They almost make it free abreast on the exit of the corner. Dynastics just holding line as the other Alpine little sliver up the inside. Can't quite do it off the start. But Cam leads this race through from Kian. That is what those two need to do. Already pulling out a little bit of gap then to third and fourth. But already you got Dynastics, Concofna, Salty Bear now dropping down a few positions from the start. But looks so much to me that everyone's got away cleanly.
Just to say, a big wiggle from the Haas, the one Haas we've got on the track of KPP, who has lost an end plate, just losing the car on traction. I'm sure it was Salty Bear, was very slow off the line, and the Ferrari did very well that was behind him to dodge him. But one of them has lost a lot of ground, and Okeki has turned around as well. So both Ferraris at the back of the grid, Evil, at this stage.
Yeah, both the Ferraris, and what can you say about poor Okiki, which I haven't already cursed this season? I said I wasn't going to do it this season. I said I won't do it, and I said he was doing well. He's gone around. So
yeah, I'm not sure whether just your determination not to curse him has in fact ended up cursing him in some way.
Now, into the pits comes KP and Rogue in the meantime, but nonetheless, Cam leads this way from Kian still, and you can see both the Red Bulls there going at it into turn. They've touched. Both the Red Bulls have run into each other there. I don't think any damage there. And now look at that, the Mercedes trying to come around the outside of Kong Hofner. Now remember, Harley, Dynastics almost dropped it there. That could have been a monumental off then from the Red Bull driver. He's just about caught it there. And these cars, just to be so twitchy, now here comes the Mercedes then, down the inside into turn 7. We won't see this very much in real life anymore. Now the old switcheroo then. Can he get the inside? He's getting a little bit pinched. Won't do it now. Has to just sit back, just wait his time, just follow him through. But Dynastics, a big step there. And now on the exit, down the inside. Here he comes, the Mercedes back down the inside into turn number 10. And let's see a bit of contact on the exit for good measure. But no, I think they've got away for it. Should have done any damage, luckily. But
what a battle that was. Half a lap worth of side-by-side action. Fantastic stuff. I also noticed Error Specialist has got tremendous pace at this stage, Evil. I watched him get by the Aston Martin of Rich 500. He's up 5 places already.
Yeah, indeed. He's coming up the field like the old specialist he is. Gap up front, however, looking at the gaps, is what? It's some 4.1 seconds each to gain. So, of course, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th all having their own separate issues. Tell you who's not having an issue so far on that 3. It's Cam and Kian and Cloudy Balloons. The top 3 currently running line astern. Up front, Harley started pulling away then from Kong Hofner, who has just cut the corner, taking the next year's line. Almost left for the corner. Dynastics just sitting back, slightly dropping back. You can see slightly bad, not really dropping too far away either. He's doing pretty good on those medium tyres.
He absolutely is. I think it was Vittino who got our first penalty, so he wins that award. It's not an award you want to get, but on lap 3 we have 2 cars with 3 seconds of penalties. Hopefully we won't get too many more.
Indeed. Well, talking about drivers, Jordan lining up. Well, I like how you said that. You had to say it, and Ibexer got the penalty straight away. As meanwhile, we got a car off. Is that a Kiki? Please don't be a Kiki. It's a Kiki. He's lost his nose. A Kiki. Well, let's see. Well, he'll carry on, of course. A long race, but that's turn 10. He gets a second time has happened to him. And what rotten luck the Ferrari is having. Both the Ferraris so far this race. I say that, meanwhile, talking of Ferraris, as here comes the Ferrari on the outside of Haas. Late into turn number 10. Into 11, the Haas dives down the inside. There's going to be contact there, and that was inevitable there. The Haas spinning around into the wall. And now, unfortunately, they're self-inflicted. And Salty Bear around as well, and it's all kicking off here on that virtual safety car. Unsurprisingly called.
While that was going on, there was some really close racing between Salty, Jordan and Vittino. And Vittino did a tremendous move around the outside. Definitely one to try and get hold of from a first-person point of view later. A tremendous move around the outside of turn 3. He got Jordan. So Vittino up 7 places into 6th place on lap 4.
Yeah, these drivers, they're absolutely coming alive right now here. And as you've now got the virtual safety car, let's see how long it stays out for. if it stays out long enough, and I'm saying this hypothetically because it was going to come in as soon as the drivers come around the last corner, knowing my luck, but if it stays out long enough, I wouldn't be surprised to see someone try to come in the pit lane straight away. They're not going to do that, of course.
Cam's on Cam's tyres. He's got 24% on his front left, so it's not far away from wanting to pit off those softs. The one thing to note there was that I believe Okiki avoided any damage, any non-repairable damage, which was his one saving grace from his major off. Salty Bear driving around with a damaged front left wing element, but he maybe had a limp round to his first pit stop.
He's already in.
Forget that one then.
Yeah, as well, his teammate just came in the pit lane just as the VSC ended, so he must have listened to me and thought, you know what, I can try. And then the safety car came in as he came into the last corner, which can happen, unfortunately. That is the luck of the draw of the virtual safety car. Meanwhile, Cam closing up to, well, a bit soon enough to lap KP already on lap 5, lap 6, of course. He stopped already, so he's going to have to stop for a while. Cam, well, basically everyone down to 10th has still yet to stop. But nonetheless, they're all running together. I'll tell you who is on the move right now. Cloudy Balloon starting to close up on Kian right now. As let's see if any moves start to materialise. Most likely be down towards turn number 1, you should imagine. Remember, need down about 3 tenths behind if you're going to try to make a move in these kind of cars. As Dynastics with a 3-second time penalty. We've got Okiki, who's gone around again. And that is turn 4-5, I believe.
Not good stuff, Bill. Cloudy is shaping for a move into the turn 1 Jones and Brabham, but he's lost a little bit of aero on his way through, and he's probably lost his opportunity into turn 3 at the Sports Centre turn.
And see, I won't be doing any around here on this. You got a monumental exit. You can see the rear end slide stepping out there as well on the Aston Martin. And this is just going to be a common trend. I've seen the drivers talking about it here. The curves on this circuit seem extremely tricky if you get up on them. Your car just wants to slide. It wants to go one way where you don't want it to go. And, well, where they do want it is on the nice tarmacy stuff, not on the green, slippy, grassy stuff, which tends not to be very grippy historically. Unless you're a rally car, in which case you want to be on the green stuff, normally.
Yeah, definitely. Cloudy really getting very close to his to a warning on the way out of turn 10. Cam is using his tyres prodigiously, much harder than the rest of the leaders on softs at the moment. Evil.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Meanwhile, oh, we got a massive off, and that's KP off into the last corner. He's dropped it on the curb. And how is he not knocked the front axle off that Haas? What is that Haas made of there? But that is big damage. Big damage. And unsurprisingly, I imagine surely we're going to be seeing a safety car there. We've got Cloudy Balloons. Cloudy Balloons off as well. My goodness.
Yeah, from 4th place, Cloudy making a mistake on the way out of the second corner, I think.
Safety car.
And turned it round. I'm hardly surprised. We've got 2 cars running side by side with 0 front wing, and the worst place to make that mistake. They now have the entire length of the track to run before they can actually get in the pits.
Yeah, of course, I say the virtual safety car. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see them call the full safety car. Let's see, and I'll be careful, Cloudy. You got no front wing there, sunshine. No grip out there, of course, and could it go wrong? And he's out of the race now.
Drive-through penalty.
Well, it doesn't matter now. He's out of the race, and surely that's going to be causing a safety car again. And look, everyone behind's got a penalty now there. Has there been is there all just 3 seconds? It's just 3 seconds there. Drive-through penalty for KP, but you have to feel sorry for Cloudy Balloons there. He had damage there, had the penalty, the rest of the opportune time. He couldn't do anything because he was coming through the corner, and I know how easy it is, and then just had no grip straight into the wall with dirty air as well. And you have to feel sorry for the man. He was running such a good race in 4th as Okiki now goes off the road, and there is just absolutely no grip out here as carbon fibre gets kicked all over the place. And and I would not be surprised seeing a safety car here.
Jordan's made it into the pits, so if it does get a safety car, then that will work out very well for him. Tumbling down the order, of course, because we're under green flag conditions for the time being. But I didn't see where the debris was, Eva. Whereabouts in the track?
Oh, we got another car
Harley.
off, and that's Harley off now. My goodness, they're dropping like stones here, and now finally they've caught the safety car. And this is not surprising now. We've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers off the road. These conditions are just absolutely atrocious here in the dry. I've seen more cars off in the dry than I did in the wet here, and that just seems to be the curb. That's the curb on the exit, surely, of turn 5. I believe that is. Yes, it must be that. On the curb, he's then dropped into the wall, and
I suspect, Eva, what we've got going on is drivers reaching the end of their tyre life and just unable to keep the tyres cool enough, and catching them out on those exit curbs.
Yeah, that's always a possibility. Now, I imagine Sorley will see your top 2 in the pit lane.
We definitely see Cam.
And we'll definitely see second. And amazingly, let's see if we can see Cad in the pit lane, and the McLaren should be able to be slowing down a little bit here. He's probably knows more than anyone else that his teammate in the pits. Slow it down, get it smooth. Let's see, has he timed this right? I think it's going to be close. Yes, he has timed it right. Good stop then for the McLaren team. Back out then, right there. Well, inside the Williams, I suppose, but nonetheless, past the Williams.
We'll let that one go, shall we?
Thomas Vito, meanwhile, this has worked an absolute treat for him. Look at him, up to third.
Yeah, beautifully timed for Vittino. So he's managed to get his pit stop underway before everybody, and has gained yet more places off his starting order. So 10 up, along with Aero Specialist at the moment. 10 up for Vittino and Aero Specialist.
Yeah, this is an incredible race right now. We're only on lap 9 of 29, meaning what, some 20 odd laps still to go here in Albert Park. But Cam still leads the way then from Kian. Vito in third, Cad in fourth, Jordan ahead of Aero, who's doing a stellar job right now from what was pretty much the back of the grid. Thomas into 7th, Rich 8th. We've got a few cars, of course, moving up. KP up after overtaking Harley. He is a lap down. I wonder, is he going to be allowed to unlap himself? I mean, surely I'd imagine normally they would, but I'm not sure if that happens on the game.
Yeah, I haven't seen that appear on the game yet, and I've seen plenty of safety cars, so I think it's not exactly coded in brilliantly. Just a good time as any to mention when we're under safety cars. We'd love you to subscribe to the channel, give us a like on the video, and to thank everybody, of course, for your engagement so far. I can see some of Cad's fan club here. Neil Shower is cheering him on, and great to have everybody joining their friends to cheer them on. It's great to see.
Indeed. Oh, Aero Specialist. Now, what's happened there?
Oh, it's a safety car collision.
That's with, who's that with?
My suspicion, I think it's said ERT Thomas it was with, and my suspicion is he's been run into by Thomas. Very difficult to drive into someone that's behind you.
As in the pits comes, that's Rich in the pits. Is that for a new nose, or what's happened there to Rich? He's in the pit lane. Set a medium tires. Is he going for that strategy I said last time? Is he doing that? Second stop, go to the end. You know what? Konkofner as well to the end.
Konkofner certainly proved in the pre-season race that we watched that he's very alive to alternate strategies. I know. I think it was him that deliberately qualified 11th in the pre-season race, yeah, a good opportunity to fulfil that mandatory 2-stop. I believe the mandatory 2-stop is even there, even in wet conditions. Yep. So. We definitely keep our drivers on their toes, and they also have the opportunity, even if they're outside the top 10, to go for fastest lap. And
we got a car off! What has happened there, Salty Bear? How on earth's that happen? Has he been tagged around? He's most certainly gone around, but what?
Kiki almost did the same. Actually, he was Kiki. I was just riding with him to see if we could catch Salty Bear. But yeah, aggressive tyre warming potentially for Salty Bear. So far I'm reading no damage on any of our runners, so even after that severe collision penalty, we didn't get any damage recorded.
Now, we can only have, like, you just say, the slightest tap. Safety cars should be in, well, not for our next lap it should be in, I'd imagine, because we got Poro Kiki down the back, so that'll stay out for that one. So, one more lap on the safety car. I'm wondering if, well, I mean, right now it would be very pointless to come in the pit lane, but I'm wondering if anyone would dare to come in the pit lane up the top just to get that stint out of the way, because, well, surely now they all just know that, yeah, we got car in, and that there Williams. Is Jordan in the Alpine. Also in comes the Williams as well, so both blue cars in the pit lane, and of course both on their first stop. So interesting strategies right now. Let's see what they can do. In comes the Williams, out comes the Alpine, getting rid of a years out of 5 seconds. Yes, the penalty as well he's getting rid of. That's clever. That's very clever. But a set of super soft tyres. Now that's interesting.
Fastest lap so far is with Cam in the lead, but funnily enough, Salty Bear has the 3 fastest sectors. So very intriguing to see who ends up with the fastest lap at the end of this race. A whole mix of penalties as well for the drivers, many of them that are not going to get paid off until they cross the finish line.
Indeed. Well, so far this race we've seen 2 drivers off with a lot of spins, carnage. Somehow KP surviving a head-on impact into a barrel. I know Haas is a made of unbelievably strong materials. Grosjean, remember last season?
They have to be, don't they? They have to
survived a horror crash, and now we've seen in the virtual world a car go headfirst into a concrete wall and not knock off anything off the car. So, well done, Haas, as you've made an amazing car. Safety car, meanwhile, that is coming at the pit lane this lap.
Excellent, and everybody had a sigh of relief. Let's see how many racing laps we can get in our second stint of the race. So 2 stops for the majority of the tail of the field. KPP has actually made 3, but several of them are on soft tyres and obviously will not get to the end.
It's getting a little bit close to meanwhile down the midfield there as Konghofner Dynastics, as everyone just weaving, trying to get themselves into position. And it's all kind of awkward because you've got the lap traffic of KP, who's going to be getting out of the way basically as soon as feasibly possible, I imagine, because he's probably looking back and going, I don't want to get involved in this.
Yeah,
as
he's going to have to filter out of it.
Just wait now, go! And here goes Cam. This is what we saw at Monza doing this, and we got yellow flags flying. That's KP getting out of the way, not to worry. Oh, almost contacted turn 1. That was Vito, almost with the McLaren there through turn 1.
It's all going on as well. Aero Specialist got past 1 car. Salty Bear getting past Rich into turn 3. So Aero Specialist continuing his amazing pace and racecraft as Dynastics catches a penalty. Presumably he was defending again, and Rogue is getting by CAD there. So Rogue up to P5. It's all going on, Evil. I was looking at that start-finish straight on the restart and thinking trouble was brewing as Aero Specialist goes running outside of Rich into the turn 7 and gets the job done. Beautiful move.
Yeah, I mean, while I was just looking at that, we also almost saw a collision between Dynastics and CAD as well. Is up the inside comes Jordan on Rich. I'm wondering if Rich has got damage there because he's dropping very quickly down the field. Now here comes Konghofner passing him as well, and surely something is not right there with that Aston Martin. He is dropping like a stone in water right now. I tell you who is doing well.
I see no physical damage, just to say. I see no physical damage coming through on the telemetry. The only damage I see is on Okiki's left front wing.
Yeah, most certainly. Well, Cam doing well so far up front. Kian and Vito then in second and third. Thomas in fourth then. Oh, the carnage behind of 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th and even 9th closing up as well here. Now, Dynastics to the inside. Can leaves the door open. I wouldn't have done that normally. He might just get away with it. Late brakes on the McLaren, just holds it behind just for the time being. But now, into this tricky corner, you can just see the Red Bull. Looks like he's taking a little more risk there, a little more rear end as well. You can see him sliding around. But again on the exit here, blast of the power, used all of the ERS, and now it's going to be an almighty late move then from the McLaren to hold the inside line. It might just be the outside line. It is the outside line. Give him just enough room as now Salty Bear wants a piece of the action. Can't quite get it.
Well, some good defending and some good racing room given. I was worried that CAD was going to push Dynastics too far off the track, but they made it through, and all cars still running, which is very good to see. We want to see plenty of finishes tonight.
Oh, well, they almost lost another one. We missed 2 drivers, I suppose, already, so you're not quite on that one, but we almost saw another collision there. Rogan Thomas almost coming together. As you can see, DRS enabled. Now here comes the exciting bit. Now the DRS activated. Meanwhile, might we say, look at Cam, by the way, 1.9 seconds up the road. You know what, he's gone off, you know, I'm on a Sunday cup of coffee. Oh! He's almost... Oh my, that's a horrible accident! That is a horrible accident!
It's another one for Salty Bear. He's not spent a great deal of the race pointing in the right direction, and the qualifying session. So Salty's really struggling around Albert Park tonight, Evil.
And unsurprisingly, safety car already applied. That looked horrific.
It really did.
And the debris everywhere. And like I say, unsurprising, the safety car straight away cornering. We look on board here. And well, the safety car has crashed into Salty Bear there.
Wow. I've seen someone hit the safety car. I've never seen the safety car hit someone else. Who's
not in the race, but that's not gone well. Well, Cam's probably just sitting here going, oh, for Pete's sake, I want to. Well, he's got an opportunity to pit, but if he pits now, he's not coming out in the lead of the race. This is not working like Cam wants it to do.
Unless everybody else pits behind him, but of course he gives that impetus to the rest of the field if he elects to. Or he could do a Lewis Hamilton and be the only one not to pit.
Surely he's going to have to stop. Yeah, he is going to have to stop.
He's in.
Kian's also going to have to. The top 4 have all got to stop. There's no question about it. Rogue will lead here in Albert Park. But don't count out these drivers. There's still a long race to go. But this is just rotten luck for them. They're breaking the sunshine, taken away from them. There's the safety car. Now catches. Oh! Was that a car? That's Dynastics out with damage. What in God's earth? It just happened there. He's run into the back of Cadler as well. Unsighted there. The safety car just accelerated at the wrong time. No, I don't think that was meant to happen. That was a miscommunication, but dear oh dear, this is absolute carnage right now. And now surely Cad's going to have to come in the pit lane as well.
I wonder, whether the steward's briefing might well consider talking about where the safety car waits for the drivers, because it's certainly not the first time I've seen a driver get completely messed up by where the safety car is slow or where the safety car's waiting for the field. Dynastics definitely will be pitting for the 4th time, I suppose. Here it will be his 3rd pit stop, but he's obviously going to be in because he's knocked off most of his front wing.
Yeah, unfortunately as well, talking of the safety car, there's not a lot you can do about it. The safety car pretty much stays where it wants to stay, of course. It tries to stay in the most convenient place, but the exit of turn 1 on this circuit, which is where it's been programmed to, it's kind of an awkward situation. You come out of that corner, it's a very fast corner as well, so there's not a lot you can do. And poor Dynastics comes around that, suddenly sees everyone slamming on the brakes because they're coming at racing speed and the safety car's there, and he just has nowhere to go, and straight to the back of poor Cad, who hopefully hasn't got any rear diffuser damage. I hope certainly not, but it was very much a big hit.
Well, so Aero Specialist follows Dynastics in. I wonder if he did the same kind of thing, or he's just deciding this is the perfect time for his pit stop. I'm struggling to see his telemetry, unfortunately, because he's got such poor connection tonight.
No, yeah, it doesn't look like any damage. To be fair, it's loose, to be honest, that those soft tyres he was on, they're not going to go to the end. So, he's decided to bail in now. I tell you what, Cam's back up to 6th now, so Cam's... It's still not over. He's got an opportunity to come through the field. He is on a set of mediums. We remember that 6 years, about 6-7 laps younger than everyone else up the road. We've got Jordan on a set of hard tyres. We've got, what, some 14 laps to go still?
Yeah.
So it's not without the possibility, Webbo, that these drivers up front might still have issues later on with the tyres.
I think they will. I mean, Cad we know has to pit again, and this is one of his favourite tracks. So he won't be around for much longer. I don't see Rogue living to the end. I mean, he's made 2 pit stops, but it's a long, long stint he's going to be running.
Meanwhile, Vito and Kian, well, I mean, they did touch. Then I thought for a second they didn't touch, but Kian slowing and accelerating. Then Vito looking one way or another, just warming his tyres up. Shouldn't have had any damage there, or I'd be very surprised if it did, but just 3%, seems to be issue.
3% on his front left element of his wing, so that he might be able to live with that, Vito.
Up safety car in this lap, but I think there might be a little bit of debrief after this one about slight safety car issues, but nonetheless, been a solid race so far. I'm most certainly enjoying it. I hope everyone else is enjoying it as well. As now the second safety comes in, and well, let's see. Is this well? You know what I say? Safety car tends to breed the safety car. Let's hope that doesn't happen this time around, and we get a nice clean start around. But here we are then. Rogue, let's see, is he going to do the cab approach and just slow everyone up, or is he going to go nice and early? Let's see. I think he's gone early because he's already gone. So there's that one. Meanwhile then, here, 3rd and 4th. You can see Kong Hoff now up the inside of Jordan into turn number 1. That's easy pickings then for the car, and we got a car off, or someone's gone yellow in turn number 1.
The McLaren and the AlphaTauri doing synchronised spins, I think at least a 720 each, as Vito and Kian made contact and did exactly the same thing as each other. Drove into the side wall before turn 3, both of them missing their front wings, and a fantastic drive so far for Vito has turned into a nightmare.
Well, he's been disqualified. He's been disqualified. Well, that is not very fair, game. You can't disqualify someone for recovering from a spin. Why have you done that? Bad game.
Bizarre. We are still racing. We're still on green, despite all that action. Safety
car decided, you know what, I don't want to come out today. I want to have a break. Leave me alone. I
want to refueling it. It's been used so much.
Like, he's gone off for a cup of coffee right now. Meanwhile, Cad's second, Hong off the 3rd. Rogue, we got a
wide moment for the Ferrari. Kiki. Sorry. Yeah, Kiki's almost lost it as Kian goes by. Kian wasn't expecting to be overtaking anyone without a front wing. But, yeah, Okiki having another issue. Just about surviving this one.
Oh, it's been absolutely carnage. 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers out. Now Thomas and Ritz go battling here. Aero Specialist. What a move around the outside there, then. What grip he had there. And now the Red Bull says, you know what, I have a piece of that pie. I'm coming for us. The Aston Martin, which is seemingly just got no straight line speed for whatever. Maybe had a wet setup on or something. It's just dropping down the field. He's got no straight line speed here.
Another penalty for Aero Specialist as he loses focus with battling. But Dynastics coming back at him around the outside as they head towards the Clark chicane. He can make this work. It looked like they just rubbed wheels, and Aero Specialist lost out on that little exchange there, Evil.
Yeah, they most certainly did. I tell you who's coming back into this race, by the way. It's most certainly Cam, who is he's going to pass Jordan surely in a few minutes, I imagine. Well, he thought about maybe having a dive there. He knows right now there's bigger things to pie right now. There is a long race. You've still got 11 laps to go. You don't want to wipe the car out when you've potentially got an opportunity to win this race, especially seeing how everyone ahead has got penalties. And who was that off? Is that CAD?
Was it CAD?
It's CAD. It is CAD who's gone off. And another one who's having issues here. And what rotten luck for McLaren now. Earlier we had Ferrari having rotten luck. Now the Ferrari leads. Now the McLaren, who was leading the race briefly, now having mistakes as well. And now they're running 10th and 11th there for the Triple K then down the back.
Yes, I wondered whether we might end up calling this the Podium tier because there's so many Ks. As Kong Hofner, one of those Ks, gets a 3-second time penalty, and Cam maybe he's the first of the runners on the track without a penalty so far, as he gets by Jordan.
Yeah, he does.
And we see a Mercedes, a ghosted Mercedes, losing it. So a lapped Mercedes.
Kong Hofner.
Was it Kong?
It's Kong Hofner. He's gone off, and why, God? Can you believe it?
No, I really can't. Struggling to get the car back running again. Overheated tyres. CAD gets
and now we've got
penalty.
the Ferrari off of Kiki. Can't we, dear Lord, this out the Australian Grand Prix. It's big, a wallop banger of a race, and we've got more. Yes, Kian, who's retired in the pit lane, I believe, actually. So he's retired, and I tell you what, Cam, who now all he has to do is just keep it on the island and just try and close up, he could still win this. Oh, and off goes Jordan! Off goes Jordan, out of the race! And the safety car deployed! And that's the third one we've seen.
Yeah.
And dear my goodness.
I suspect Kong Hofner might be on a bonsai run into the pits, and we'll see him retire in the pits. He tripped the entry pit lane speed limit, and we're down to 9 runners now. Evil, tremendous exchange. It's impossible to know who's going to go off next.
Well, this is just incredible. You rarely see a motor race just so frantic. You know what? You might as well cut the tinder with a cricket stump right now. I don't know what's going on. We could see anyone go off the road. Cam could still go off. Anyone can still go off. We've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars having a mistake or going off. 10 really. Okiki's also gone off, but Okoki, fair play to him. He who was running near basically last earlier on, now running in what, 8th position. Oh!
Pit stop for Rogue. Cam goes through. Thomas comes in. Dynastics, Aero Specialist, all in the pits. So Cam K has stayed out. His medium should get him to the end, but he's going to have a lot of people on softs right behind him.
Yeah, super soft, more super soft. Okiki, he's staying out. You know what? Why not stay out? Why not stay out, Okiki? You get a podium here if this goes well. You got
in his wildest dreams, he wouldn't have put himself in P2 tonight, I don't think, after the dramas he's had so far.
Rogue soft, Thomas soft, Specialist soft, Dynamic soft, Rich soft, CAD, guess what? Soft. KP, guess what? Not soft, he's on the mediums.
He hasn't reached the pit lane yet?
He hasn't reached the pit lane yet. Well, technically he's past the pit lane, but he's a lap down, so you might as well just carry on. He could say he's running in third technically right now, if he wants to. You can see they're not running a helmet, of course, running the retro scheme then without a helmet. But what can we say about this race? First off, we had Vito. He got disqualified, so he wasn't first off disqualified. We had Cloudy Balloons. He went off. Harley. He went off. Salty Bear went off. Kian went off. Hong Hofner. He went off. Jordan as well just recently went off in such a spectacular fashion at turn 1. KP's had incidents. He's went off the road. He's come back and survived this somehow. CAD, he's gone off the road, lost his nose. I'm pretty certain the repair bill for this race is going to be in the millions.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm just seeing what there's a lot of hate for the platform at the moment, should we say, in the chat. Unfortunately, in our Discord, lots of drivers not very impressed with the state of play. But that's kind of normal. You only tend to finish the race with one or maybe two happy drivers, as KPP does decide to go in the pits.
Yep, he decided he wants to get a new set of tyres. You know what, might go for the fastest lap. You know, well, actually, I know he can't go to the fastest lap outside the top 10 because...
There isn't
well, there isn't more than 10. So, well, never mind then. But he can go for the honorary silver spoon. Did someone just go through the floor? Huh?
Okeke seems to have teleported at the moment, but I guess the grid's going to work itself out eventually.
I'm pretty certain a card just went through the floor on my screen. Now, I might be hallucinating here, but I'm 99% certain that's what I just saw. But
which car was it?
It looked like a white car. I thought it looked like it was Cam or someone. I'll have a look on the stream in a little bit. That was very bizarre. I don't know if that was just my eye deceiving me then. I think it was. But that was very peculiar.
We've got a intriguing sprint to the finish. It looks like we're going to get potentially 7 racing laps with a Williams from 2 Ferraris. The lead Ferrari, Okeke, can presumably do a favour to his teammate and let him by pretty quickly and maybe hold up those behind him. The safety car will be coming in, so the final warm-up procedures will commence for all the drivers.
Well, for what has been a loud kind of turning for Cam, he gets to do the restart again. So here we are. We did the first restart, didn't do the second one because he wasn't leading the second one. But now he gets to do the third one. So here we are then. In Albert Park. My voice is going to be shot, so I'm going to have a quick sip of the old drink as we get ready to go for the last little moment then here. Hopefully the last safety car as well.
Yes, let's hope so. We've got 7 laps to go. Let's hope we can make those ones clean with just 9 runners left in our first race of the season.
Well, here
looks
we
like
are.
Cam getting ready to go.
No, well, you do this restart then.
No worries, the Ferraris side by side looking for an IndyCar start as Cam waits till about row 5 before pressing the loud pedal. We've got Iate Thomas looking to make yet more places up as he gets up the inside of Okeke. Okeke going wide, spinning round. I think he completely lost it there, Evil, into the grass, avoiding contact with Thomas, who's now in 3rd place.
Yeah, he ran right there into the wall there, dropped the rear. Straight into the wall, slam dunk, not a lot he can do. And now here comes the Ferrari then of Apex Rogue. Now, the question is this not worked for Cam? How much pace can he do? Can he defend from the cars behind? Well, he right now is probably hoping, for all things and purposes, he probably wants a safety car to come back out now. Just so no one can overtake him for a little longer. That might work. Or he's going to have to try and pull away. But let's see. I mean, he's got a 5-10 lead. He's got opportunity to open it. But remember, of course, through the corners, the Ferraris is going to be that much quicker because of those soft compound tyres behind them. We've got Thomas in 3rd, Specialist, so if he can get 4th, it's going to be, without that, possibly driver of the day because he has been up, what, how many positions?
I think it's going to be Thomas who will get potentially the most places gained at this stage. They're very, very close. I saw Dynastics all over the road after the chicane, but he's managed to keep it going. The Ferrari looking close now. He's still got that penalty, remember, 3 seconds.
Yeah, he has that 3 seconds. If he can pass Cam, that is the question. If he can pass Cam, it's 3 seconds only for those guys. If he can pass him, can he pull away from Cam? We know Cam very good at defending. We've seen him before. Yeah. We've seen it in Monza, how he defended so valiantly for so long. He's got what? We're on the 24th lap. We've got 25, 6, 7, 8 and 9. 5 laps to go. Can he do anything? He'll have to hug the inside like his favourite granny then if he wants it. Just force him. Oh, contact behind. Oh, no. That's all gone wrong and poor Rogue's been hit from the rear. Thomas with damage and now all melee going on here. Specialist trying to get the inside. That there, Thomas late braking, I think. Was that Thomas? Was that Rogue? Was that Specialist? I think it was Specialist. Thomas, I think, also got damage in that.
Yeah, he's struggling to get the car
And
around
look,
here.
there down the inside comes Dynastics! Oh, has he got it stopped? Yes, he has! Now, can you fight the inside? Yes! He can get the inside. What a nice little move there, but looks like Thomas damage. Looks like Specialist damage as well. Will they carry on? Yeah, Thomas
in comes the Williams, but Kavudi has stayed out, and he's also got damage to about the same level. But he's making it work. He's getting past. He's shaping at least to make a move on Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas hasn't got a front ring pretty much. He's running half of it, so he's got a lot of damage. Meanwhile, Cam's still just about leading this race. Right now, we could go on for a cricket story. What? Akiki?
Akiki. What's he doing? I know he just tripped the speed limit in the pit lane again.
Where is Akiki? What's happened to Akiki?
I wonder if he's decided to call it a night.
Well,
yeah,
he's in the pits. He's stuck in the pits. He is
one with the pit lane.
Pit lane blocked. Look, Aero Specialist stuck in the pit lane. We got a CAD off the road now. What is going on here in Australia? This is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in the whole of my life.
Meanwhile, Apex Rogue for the lead, gets the lead, and actually Cam K might make a decision here that it's better to let him go and stay with him. But Rogue takes the lead on track.
Well, yeah, Rogue takes the lead, and now he's just waltzing on then. Basically, if I was anyone, don't come in the pit lane. If you come in the pit lane, I think you're going to get stuck.
Yeah,
and
if any of our drivers
here,
are listening, don't do it.
They've all got damage. If these guys come in the pit lane, they're going to get stuck. Don't come in the pits. It's blocked. Thomas!
Fastest lap for Dynastics right at this stage as well. He's obviously going fast.
Thomas in the pit lane. Now is he going to get stuck in the pit lane here? Because Specialists are sitting there wondering, well, can I go? I want to go. As KP gets past, is Thomas going to be let out the pit lane here? Red light's on in the pit lane. No, look, he's going to get stuck in the pit lane. This is the most bizarre thing I've seen ever. I've never seen this before. Well, this is bizarre.
Absolutely. Rogue caught another penalty there, so Cam K is going to walk this one, Evil. Everyone around him on at least 6 seconds of penalties.
Well, we're going to see a 5-car finish here, a 6-car finish, I think, actually, because, well, if anyone comes in the pit lane, they're out the race.
Absolutely. Dynastics gets by Cam K. Yeah, Dynastics got by, but Cam is driving pretty slowly right now. I don't know if his tyres are going off. I know he's on those mediums, but seems to be okay. 38%, his worst tyre. Should be fine to the finish.
He's got to not lose more than 6 seconds in, 2 laps' time. Well, so I just keep an eye and make sure no one comes in their pit lane, because if they do, sad faces are going to happen. I'm going to be very upset.
Absolutely. So Thomas Specialist Okiki stuck there still.
I do feel sorry for them. KP here right now has been, and might I say this in the nicest possible way, gifted 3 positions here, because the rest of them, well, they're stuck in the pit lane. I mean, Okiki's currently, well, he's inside the pit lane. There's not a lot you can say about it. He is the pit lane. Aero Specialist and Thomas are just sitting there go, well, can we go? Well, they can't go because they're stuck in there. And this is just simply not very fair on those ones. And, well, there's not a lot we can do about it, of course. Surely, well, they'll get points nonetheless, but it's a real shame to see that race end like that.
Amazing. Okiki is still revving the engine to try and get through that garage wall. And yeah, the other driver's just stuck waiting in the pits. There's just nothing they can do about it. Rogue has the lead by half a second, but Dynastics' pace is amazing right now.
You know, he's going for this lead. This might work in Cam's favour. If these guys start batting, because that gap 3.1 seconds, we got what? 2 laps to go, really. Coming on to the last lap. Here comes an Dynastics. This might not be for the lead. This is for second place, you know. The 2 guys, the Red Bull and the Ferrari, then side by side, the outside line. Here's the Ferrari going to lunge one up the inside. Oh, there's contact. Oh no,
That's
round
not
goes the
gonna
Red
work.
Bull in the wall and he's out!
And he's out!
Oh
He's
my goodness! And now another one bites the dust. And
Dynastics! Why? Why push that hard? Why? I don't understand. There's a lot of things I don't understand tonight, Evil, but that one takes the biscuit. He had a podium.
He had it surely in the bag. He didn't have to do that. Racing drivers are racing drivers. They'll go for the gap no matter what. And
Sure.
now pretty much Cam just needs to do is not go off the road. Just get a lap time, which is, you know, doesn't need to be the best lap time. Just doesn't need to drop 6 seconds, and he'll be home scot-free in the lead. Cad is going to finish. He's not going to finish third. He should finish there. Rich is going to get a podium here, who's been having all sorts of issues. We are going to have a 5-car finish here in Australia. This has been the... I can't remember the last time I saw this many people retire from a race. Well, I say retire because we've got... Dynamics should still get 5th position out of this, to be fair, all things considered.
It should be classified finishes for for the guys stuck in the pit lane, I would have thought.
Although we've classed surely 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th, but Dynamics, who's not in the race, he's retired, he's crashed out, he should actually, he might still finish 5th. I'm not sure. I think KP should jump ahead of him.
He could get 6th. He could get 6th out of this, yeah. So Cad, after being all over the place, up 9 positions through this race, he'll be very pleased to get himself on the podium with his fan club joining him tonight. What a race. What a race. And it's almost over, Evil. Rogue is going through the middle sector right now. But 4.2 seconds ahead with a 6-second penalty, so he should hold on to second place. Hopefully, Cam, with just a single warning over 29 racing laps, Cam may well get this win in the end.
He just needs to be cautious. Don't let them gap out a second and a half, because that I've seen that before from drivers. They lose the second half through the last corner. Here we are then, through the last corner. Here comes Rogue. Well, he's won the race on circuit, but he is not the winner. Here we are, he's the winner. It's Mr. Cam. He wins here in Australia. Phenomenal qualifying. He wins on Australia. Cad, meanwhile, will cross the line. What is third, but will be 4th. Rich will finish 3rd then. KP cross the line. He'll be 5th. Here we are then, the last 2 drivers, and well, I believe surely we're going to be waiting a while here because there's drivers stuck there. Cad cross the line, he'll finish 5th with a 5-second penalty for an unserved penalty. Rich in 3rd, and now we're going to have to wait for, well, this, and where is Akiki? Where is he? Like,
he's been inching around in some forbidden, out of bounds areas of the pit lane. He's still trying. Give him that. Give him credit for trying. He's still trying to get himself out of this
wiggling.
race.
You can do it.
Yeah.
2 minutes to go. We'll run through the order, by the way. So Cam wins from Rogue. Rich, Cad, KP. Provisional, by the way, because I don't know where anyone's going to be here. Dynastics, I think, should be 6th. Thomas ahead of Specialist. Okiki, who is doing some Houdini tricks. Jordan Kong Hoffner, Kian, Salty Bear, Harley, Cloudy Boons and Vito, who... well, rather got disqualified for something that he didn't do. Very weird. There's is Kiki on the other side? Where is he? No, he's behind the barrier. He's going through the He's going through the barrier. This isn't good. This is illegal.
Yeah. Sometimes they can open up the pit wall to let the cars out, but I don't think this one's opening. And he's pushing and pushing. But unfortunately, Akiki.
Virtual safety car is deployed. What?
Just to make it clear, we're not laughing at any of the drivers. We're laughing at the game.
Oh, this is so bizarre.
Incredible.
I've never seen this in all of my commentary career. Something like this. I mean, this is literally the most weirdest thing ever. Oh, come on, Kiki, keep going. Let's see. Can you get out of the pit lane? You've got 50 seconds. Can you get it out?
Well,
this is the most interesting thing. Look, he's going. Look, keep going. Come on, keep going. Keep going. Come on. He's almost out. I think he's through. He's finally.
Yeah, he's nearly there.
Come on. He's almost through. Well, I don't know where he is in the pit lane.
Go.
He's
pointing the wrong way. He's actually pointing backwards. in the pit lane. He seems to have done a 180 turn in the concrete barrier. He's disqualified, parking in a dangerous position, and unfortunately, that takes not just the biscuit. That takes the biscuit jar for me. And finally, ERT Thomas is released from the pit lane as we run out of time.
Oh, finally! I've never seen. Sorry, I can't honestly say it. I've never seen that in all of my commentary life. I have never seen something like that before. Oh my giddy word! Well, Cam wins here in Australia in what has been the most kinetic race I've ever seen in all of my life.
Absolutely incredible, Evil. Incredible time. Champagne, absolutely deserved by our podium, but yeah, the plight of some of the drivers tonight, and Okiki's will be something to make clips of and memes of for the ages.
Wow, my goodness. Well, Cam wins here in Australia. My voice is completely gone. Rogan second,
good job you're not doing any other
third,
commentary tonight.
Cad fourth, KP fifth, and ASSETTO Thomas. I'm going to say, without a shadow of doubt, Okiki will get that position in ninth. I'm presuming Jordan then come off from the Kiat. I don't know where anyone's going to finish, to be fair, in this race.
No, that one is one of the most bizarre things.
Yeah,
in all gaming history, I think that one is pretty incredible.
Well, driver of the day, I'll give. Who's your driver of the day?
Do you know what? I'm going to go with Apex Rogue. I think he had some amazing pace and some great moves, really.
Indeed. And well, I want to give my driver of the day to the man who really didn't put a foot wrong, and that is, of course, Cam, who won the race, of course. And my question to Cam, of course, we've got to give our questions, is, Cam, you won the race. The second time I've seen you win a race, you set a blistering lap in qualifying. Did you feel like that race was going to slip away from you when you saw the two drivers ahead get past, and then, of course, they collided? Did that kind of give you a slight sigh of relief, or were you confident you were going to get that anyway? What's your question?
I think my question for Rogue is going to be, I'd love to hear his take on the accident with Dynastics, actually. So that's going to form my question. What's his view on the Dynastic incident?
Indeed. Well, on that bombshell of that incident and the finish, which is the best finish of all time. I have been Evil. Webbo has been Webbo. And we shall see you next week, as my voice just went there. But take care, everyone, and goodbye.